Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Ghosts N Goblins Resurrection video. Today we're going to be focusing on how to get all the Shadow Orbs, all the Hellholes, and all the Black Chests. You're going to need every single one of these in order to get the true ending. So with that being said, I'm playing this on the Squire difficulty. It is the second easiest difficulty setting. I don't want to play on Legend for this. I don't want to go back and play the whole game on Legend. We all got days. I got, babies to shake and hands to kiss. So with that being said, you're going to experience a different difficulty depending on what you pick on, and you will have different checkpoints depending on what difficulty you are, but everything here should pretty much be the same. I'm going to be starting off with the Zombie Graveyard, which is 1A, and then we'll move on to like 1B, which will be the Execution Grounds, and then we'll move on from there. So it's all going to be pretty straightforward. You're going to pretty much every step is going to be you're going to need to find the black chest, you're going to have to kill the alabaster inside of it, and from there on out a hellhole will open up. It can be before the checkpoint, it can be after the checkpoint. I'll make sure to say that during the specific section. So without the hesitation, let's get right into it. The Zombie Graveyard, to find the black chest, it's going to be right after the red armor section. Once you slide down the hill, the black chest will appear. Kill the alabaster inside, go right ahead and jump into the river to kill yourself. If you try going backwards, you won't be able to do it. And then once you come up to this section with the falling stone, it's going to open up a hole here that leads right to the hellhole. Now this hellhole can be either a continuous stream of zombies or a continuous streams of the Iron Knights. It depends. It's random. Here I have 11 seconds. It depends, like I said, on the difficulty on the timer. And then once you complete it, another black chest will show up, and you might get an orb. You might not. The orb is RNG. In the shadow stage for the zombie grounds, when you're in the true top section, there's going to be this area where this branch reaches out and you're supposed to continuously jump up it. If you fall off the second or third branch, you will activate the black chest. If you drop off the fourth branch, you'll activate an umbral bee. I use treasure eye to give you a better idea where this is. So the second or third branch work just fine. I use the second branch to just get myself easier activation. Once you kill the alabaster in the chest, you're gonna have to kill yourself, and depending on the checkpoints, if you're in the easier difficulty, it'll be right above you. But if you are on legend difficulty, you have to replay the section until you get to this section again, and you'll see the hellhole. The shadow version, this includes bats, and I highly recommend bringing in the transmorph frog. It doesn't matter, one or two. Honestly, one's just easier, but it'll help you clear out all these guys in one go. It's a lot easier. There's a lot to take in here. So jump around, use your maneuverability. I'm just kind of lazing it around, but there you go. In stage 1B, you're going to come across this cutscene and where the bridge breaks, and you're going to go down a sliding hill. You're just going to have to go all the way to the bottom, and then once you reach the bottom, go all the way to the right side of the screen. I'm going to use treasure eye again just to give, like I said, give you a better idea where this is. But if you activate treasure eye and you go down that rightmost ladder, it's going to be tucked away in that little cranny. Killing the alabaster, just go ahead and just dump yourself in the water. Go back to the section where the pigmen break the bridge, and on your way down the hill, after a few jumps towards the end of the hill, you are going to see a hellhole that is appeared above the ground. You're going to time your jump just right so you land into it. For this hellhole, I got the skeleton murder one, so they're just going to be rushing at you from left, right, and up. It's best to use the dagger here. Transmorph frog works as well, but if you don't have that available, that's fine. Usually even the spear will work. And for some reason, the shadow orb is RNG in whichever hellhole it shows up. This one has always been consistent with me when it comes to the normal playthroughs. For Shadow Stage 1B, you're going to get to this section where you have the elevator trolley, where the elevator is moving, whatever you want to call it. And in this area, you're going to need to use Treasure Eye twice to make the black chest appear. And it's in this section where these are simultaneously going down, these guillotines. And it's actually kind of like right between them. You're going to have to jump on that very last one to make it come through. And take your time with this because the platform will stop, so you have plenty of time. Make sure that The guillotine blade isn't between you because your blades will not go through unless you have the cross. That's the only one. Jump off the platform to reset the stage, and you're going to want to come back to where the platform drops, and as soon as it drops, look for the hellhole, stand right above it, and you'll fall right into it. This is one of the most difficult hellhole stages that I played in the entire game. On Legend, it took me, I don't even know how many times, it was a while. So on Squire, I believe it took me 2, but still, it's difficult. You're dealing with a moving flame wall, dealing with this burrito dudes, and then you got the spiked windmills. So if you can get here with golden armor and a crossbow, that's your best bet. Otherwise, just be patient. On to stage 2A, the Crystalline City. The black chest is located in the Golem Tower, and it's on the 3rd floor. There's a small room that you can access by going all the way to the left of the 3rd floor, and the black chest is activated by simply going down to the ground and walking left, and it'll activate the black chest back up on the 3rd floor all the way to the left. When you kill the Alabaster, you can retrace your steps all the way back to the beginning of the Golem Tower, or you can just, have one of the enemies kill you and restart the section. But right when you enter the Golem Tower, there's going to be a hellhole to the right of it. You can't miss it. It's floating in midair. This hellhole can be quite difficult on Legend difficulty if you don't have the crossbow, or it's something that covers a lot of areas, like the Transmorga Frog, so that's what I recommend for this one. For Shadow Crystalline City, it's gonna be a little bit earlier in the stage. It's right in the other tower where these tentacles come out, and it's towards the exit of that tower. And if you're on Legend difficulty, it's the 2nd checkpoint area. So what you're gonna have to do is get rid of this tentacle, this specific tentacle, otherwise you won't be able to reach it. And all you have to do is jump up, open up the black chest, kill the Alabaster, and then from here you're gonna go up and to the left. Another tentacle will be guarding it, so be careful when you approach it if you have no armor. This hellhole is going to have the eye spiders that when they spit out, it'll go down an angled incline and it'll just follow through. So my best piece of advice is stay on the higher ones so you can just focus on one linear path. Because if you have one linear path covered, you're pretty much golden. For stage 2B, Hellfire Hamlet, it's going to be located in the clock tower. It's going to be right before you reach the rising lava section. So before you step on the big platformer, you're going to be on these big turning wheels, these gears. Right on this very last one coming up from the left side, if you drop at this right exact spot, you will activate the black chest, but you will have to go back up to the platform in order to get to the Alabaster. After defeating the Alabaster, you're going to have to either kill yourself, get killed by the lava, or just backtrace your steps to the lower portion of the clock tower, and it's going to be right below a stone platform. In order to make the stone platform rise, all you have to do is go right on top of it, wait a few seconds, and it'll move by itself and drop down to the hellhole. This hellhole is notoriously hard. Look at all these areas you have to cover. On Legendary, it took me so many times, it's not even funny. It's like 45 seconds, but yeah. There's also a rock turtle variation, which is much easier, but still. In Shadow Hellfire Hamlet, you're actually going to be going up this sand tower, and it's going to be kind of located on the top. What you're going to have to do is you're going to make your way to the top of this collapsing sand aisle, and once you get towards the windmill, you're not actually going to go through the windmill. You're going to shoot it to create some space, and you're going to go straight down that right wall, and that'll activate the black chest. Don't worry about this sand graboid grabbing you. If you have a piece of armor, it'll just take that armor off. It's not an instant kill like it was in the original. And what you're going to do is you're going to have to go up it one more time, and you're going to have to find the right place and right time. I'll show it right here on how to open up that black chest and kill the Alabaster. What you're aiming for is to kill the Alabaster before you fall down the pit. Because if you kill the Alabaster and fall down the pit, you'll go directly into the hellhole. I recommend going into this hellhole with golden armor and crossbow, but I recommend that for everything. And I also recommend going in with the frog, where you transform everybody into a frog. This one's mostly just hard because it just covers you with a bunch of these bugs that drop their eggs. And it's kind of hard to keep jumping because once you commit to a jump, you really can't do much in way of maneuverability. So, also the shield comes in clutch, especially if you shoot up. Yeah, it doesn't cover everything, but 90% it'll eliminate most objects. In stage 3, Cave of the Occult, it's going to be in the platforming section where there's a lot of wax candles, and where you shoot them out, they'll go out. It's going to be right before you hit the middle of the stage checkpoint. It's going to be a bunch of wax candles like going up in a formation that form a staircase. Right at the beginning, right at the base, you have this big candle. Right kind of in that in-between space, between that gap, is where you want to jump. It can be a little tricky. Take your time with it. You're probably going to need multiple jumps. I still can't seem to find the spacing for it, but just take your time. You don't want to mess up here and have to redo the whole place all over again. As tradition says, you're going to have to jump off the cliff and kill yourself because you have to go back to kind of about the beginning of the stage to get to the hellhole. In this section of the stage where you're going up this platform, like an elevator section, you can see that to the left, there's the hellhole that appeared. You're going to have to be very quick about this because if you don't, you're just going to get smushed. So at the most earliest opportunity, go ahead and jump, break that breakable wall, and you're going straight into the hellhole. This one is kind of a zombie redux level from the first level, except it's a shadow zombie, so you can really only see them in the dark. I just recommend shooting left and right, like just go back and forth, and you'll easily cover this on your first try. For the shadow version of Cave of the Occult, I first of all want to wish you good luck because this stage sucks, and second of all, it's at the very end of the stage, so I hope you have very good familiarity with this level. But after this section, when you're riding the dragons towards the infamous troll jump, which I hate, absolutely hate, you're gonna have to make a regular treasure chest spawn in order to get to the black chest. So make sure not to touch the very end of that peak, because if you do, it's gonna send you flying into the pit. And do not get the flag either, because what we're gonna do after this is, you've done it all the times, you're just going to go ahead and jump off the cliff and reset the section. To get to the hellhole, you're going to get back to this section where the rocks come alive and they spit out enemies. About towards the end of this section, there's going to be a hellhole that you're going to have to jump into. I haven't tried waiting until the dragon passes it and I just fall down. I feel like that's just too risky, especially for being at this late of the stage in Legendary. So I just wait for it, as you can see right there. I just wait for it, reach a good space for jumping, and I just go right in. But it looks like I didn't, so I'm just going to try this out for you guys, and it works. In this one, this is a special hellhole. It's not timed. You're going to have to kill these, I'm just going to call them strongmen. I think they're just, they're giants. But it depends on the difficulty of it. If you're doing a legend, I believe you're going to have to kill 10 of them, and there's no like spicing it up here. It's just regular golems. There's no rock golems, no giant golems. The dark chest in Citadel Approach is right after the Ohm fight. This is a pretty cool Easter egg that I thought, but the dark chest is gonna be the black chest. Sorry, is gonna be found right in this platform. You gotta be very quick about it. I usually just commit suicide on my way down to get them, because not only do you have to go back to the beginning of the stage, but it's very hard to get them before. Make your way back to the Ohm section, and right as you fall down, it's going to be right to your left, so you're going to be a little bit hasty about this. And these skeleton murderers, the purple ones, require 2 hits, so if you're having the spear or the knife or anything that requires like 1 hit, you are going to have to make sure you hit them twice, because they will run right through you. So Shadow Citadel Approach actually has a dark chest and a shadow orb. So I'm going to show you how to get a dark chest first. You're going to have to go up to the second level of the 3-level section. You can usually just do this to the platform, and you can switch between these platforms midway through. So take whatever path you feel is easier, and then just get to the second platform before you go to the Ohm fight. Make sure you get in this section of the middle row. You're going to spawn a rock golem. You can either, transform him into a frog, or you just get rid of him. Use treasure eye to know where that exact dark chest is. Otherwise, here it is for you. All you have to do is walk right past it. On harder difficulties, be careful where you shoot, because in this level, if your aim is really bad, you're going to suffer with red reamers. Kill the alabaster, and you will need to kill yourself again. A reoccurring theme in these games. Make your way to where the firefoxes start spawning, and that first elevated platform, juke it into going up, but don't actually ride it, because otherwise you won't be able to go into the hellhole. So juke it and then go back off of it and go straight into it. You can do that if you don't feel like getting, if you have the courage of not getting crushed. Otherwise, just wait for it. And this one has the fire platform similar to when you fought the burrito dudes and the windmills at the same time, except this time you will be fighting the electric jellyfish. Sometimes they'll rush in, sometimes it'll just all spawn in and send out electric waves. But take your time with this, no need to panic, just take your time. Frog transformation works great here. The shadow orb that you need to collect is hidden inside a chest, and in order to activate that chest, you're going to have to go to this very low specific point when you're traveling on the back of Ohm. Once you hit it, it's going to activate the treasure chest. It's going to be up there. Now, I did a little antsy. As you can see, Ohm decides to go down. I don't think the shadow orb has a timer, so there's no need to rush. Take your time and just get to it whenever you have the opportunity. The black chest for Shadowlord Citadel is located in this ascending section of the level. You're going to have to get into the section where there's 3 shielder heads hitting you. Now, this is going to probably be a little bit difficult for those people who don't have the dagger or the doppelganger or golden armor. So just take your time. Just know that you can shoot these flies. They are not invincible. They're just going to take a while longer, and it also depends on how many hits they take depending on difficulty. But once you get to the shielder area, all you need to do is activate your treasure eye, or just, copy what I'm doing, and it'll activate the black chest, kill alabaster, and at this point you're going to kind of do a leap of faith. Try to mimic where I jump off, because that'll guarantee you going into a hellhole without you repeating this whole process all over again. Now, please bring Transmorphrog level 2 for this. It'll make this way easier, because these magicians will mess you up. There's so many of them. There's so many areas to cover, and if you get slowed, you might as well just give up, because it is incredibly hard to dodge anything once you've been hit with slowed down magic. For this shadow version of Shadowlord Citadel, it's not too far from the original version of Shadowlord Citadel. After the shielder section, when you climb up the ladder, you're going to fight this red reamer, and then you're also going to fight 2 versions, maybe even 3 depending on the difficulty, of Cerberus. But right before the ladders that lead to Astaroth, you're going to use Treasure Eye to know where the black chest is, and, routine, open it up and kill Alabaster. You will have to fall down and repeat this section. You'll only have to repeat half of it if you're on Squire difficulty. You can also just jump to the right from that top of the ladder, but if you miss, you will have to redo this. And I think this is one of the easiest hellholes, especially for being the last one if you've done this in order. And this will give you the last shadow orb that you need to get the true ending. But remember, you need to get every single hellhole. You need to complete every single hellhole for this last orb to appear. Otherwise, whatever you miss, you'll need to go back and complete it. At this point, if you've done everything correctly, got every single hellhole completed, and collected every single shadow orb, which you should have 17, when you beat Lucifer, you're going to be greeted with an extra cutscene, and you will be taken into, I believe his name is Hades, the true boss of Ghosts N Goblins Resurrection. If you fail to bring 17 shadow orbs at this specific point in the game, you will be booted back all the way back to zone 1, and you need to redo the whole thing. Now, I suggest keeping track on paper which hellholes you've done, because the game does not keep track of it for you. It only shows how many shadow orbs you have. And remember that 2 of these are from hellholes, and 1 of them is from the Ohm location from Shadow Citadel's Approach. So hopefully this video has been extremely helpful for you guys. It took a while for me to find these black chests. I can't get them right, because you need to. I needed to go through every single screen with Treasure Eye and make sure I didn't miss them. So I'd really support a like. Obviously, a subscribe helps a lot. And if you have any questions about getting to a specific chest, let me know. Just drop a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Well, until the next Ghosts and Goblins videos, guys. See you next time.